started, if you have two blocks or anything that could act as blocks, another teacher that I know, it started as a joke at the beginning of the quarantine of using two rolls of toilet paper stacked on top of each other. And she found out that it's actually quite a sturdy, like perfect height replacement or alternative to blocks. Just funny, but it works. So once you have your two blocks or anything that could act in place of a block, you could also use books. You can also use things like a water bottle, and you would essentially, you would like put your hand on it like that. Okay. Start in a seated position. Let me get my music on here. All right, so sitting nice and tall, really roll your shoulders up towards your ears, all the way back behind you, and then all the way down, like you were tucking your shoulder blades into your back pockets. And as you do that, let your tailbone actually drop and kind of anchor almost down into the earth. You can really feel your sit bones themselves, those two hard bones at the base of your buttock. And send your breath all the way down to touch your sit bones. And you can feel the sensation of your breath touching like the inner wall of your sit bones. And now continue to do that. So you're breathing all the way down, but then allow your breath to also rise at the same time. So it kind of starts in your center and extends all the way down to sit bones, all the way up through heart, through the back of your neck, all the way through your eye, your crown, and you open yourself. So as you're rooting down and you're kind of extending yourself into the earth, you're also rising up and you're extending yourself open into the space around you. Listen to the sound of your breath. Keep inviting yourself back in. Take in the sounds in the space around you while continuing to feel your breath. All the sounds that you can hear near and far. Can you reach your ears far out while continuing to feel and listen to your breath? Feel the temperature in the room or wherever you are. Feel the air that is holding your body, wrapping around your skin, on your arms, your forearms, your hands, over your face and your throat and your neck and your belly and your thighs. And just feeling, tuning into all of it at once. Your mind not really being attached to any one thing in particular, just continuing to receive the witnessing of all that is in this moment, all that you are, all that you feel. Knowing that with each breath, the experience becomes totally anew. And as we move through today's practice, can you move with that same awareness, same knowing, same feeling? That every new pose and also the transitions between each pose, every breath that gets woven with our body through our movement, is bringing the experience within anew. Bringing your palms together in front of your heart. Just gently touching your palms together. Breathing down through your sit bones up into your heart. Feel your breath touch that thumb to heart connection. And then open through the back of your heart as well, between your shoulder blades with breath. And then exhale, bow your head. Bring through your heart one word of intention, a feeling, a sensation that you want to weave in through your practice this morning. Once you're holding that in your heart, kind of imagine a little pocket in your heart that you could tuck it into and just pat it, and releasing your hands down. Blink your eyes open. Lift your gaze. Beautiful. Inhale, sweeping your arms all the way out and up. Interlace your fingers and turn your palms up to the sky. Give yourself a moment actually to lift your shoulders, like, oh, get really big, long, lifted, and then stay lifted. Just relax your shoulders down your back once again. And now breathe down into your sit bones and up through the very centers of your palms. 2 more breaths right there. On your second exhale, releasing your arms straight out towards the sides. Keep your palms flexed. Pause. Relax your shoulders down your back. And then push. Okay, it's almost like you were coming, breathing right into the space at the back of your heart. And from that center point, pressing in opposite directions. Okay, another breath here. And then turning your fingers to point down towards the ground, and then almost pull them in towards your side waist. So now you're stretching through the tops of your wrists. Good. And then extending your fingers straight out towards the sides. Turning your palms up towards the sky again, sweep your arms straight up. Bend your elbows, hold onto opposite elbow with opposite hand. Now again, root into your sit bones, breathe into your sit bones, and then lift your back ribs up off of your waist as you grow long and tall through your spine. And now kind of push your outer elbow into your hand a little bit as you press your hands into your elbow. Okay, another breath here. Straighten your arms, reaching your arms out to a T, all the way down and around behind you. So I'm just gonna turn so you can see, popping onto your fingertips point to the sides of the room. Roll your shoulder heads open, lift through your heart, and actually feel your pubic bone rooting towards the ground so that you might lift a little bit more through your back ribs, coiling your heart open towards the sky. Now breathe down to your pubic bone, up through your collarbones. Melt your chest on your next exhale. Just switch the cross of your legs, and then inhale, sweeping your arms all the way up. Again, cross your forearms, but try to cross with the opposite forearm on top. And you'll know because it might feel a little awkward. It's not like your natural thing to do. Okay, and then press elbows and hands together as you send your tailbone lengthening down into the ground. And now breathe a spaciousness and that back of heart space between shoulder blades and through the back of your neck. Good. Straighten your arms up towards the sky and then slowly out to the sides. One more time, coming all the way around behind you. This time, step your feet flat on the ground. Roll your shoulder heads open. So do that same thing of pubic bone rolling towards the earth, lifting through your heart. It's like the bottom tips of your shoulder blades, kind of like your bra line, is opening and lifting into your breastbone. Good, now push into your feet and just slowly lift your hips. Send your tailbone lengthening towards the backs of your knees. Keep opening more through collarbones, shoulders, and then gently setting your hips back down onto the ground. Good, bringing your forearms to wrap around the front of your shins. Really relax your shoulders and kind of feel your shoulder blades wrapping towards your outer armpits a little bit. Okay, so you're super spacious to the side of your neck and your shoulder. Good, one more breath here. And now exhale, let your shoulders round forward, curl your spine round in. Breathe to upper back, back of neck. Good, and then sitting tall once again. Release your arms. You can either swing your legs around, come to all fours, or cross your shins, rock forward, and then find all fours. Have your blocks, one on either side of the top of your mats or your block alternatives. If you don't have anything, that's okay too. Now inhale, lengthening your heart forward. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, heart forward, stretch your belly, fan your front ribs. Exhale, feel your front ribs, your belly hugging in towards your spine. Good, 2 more times, just like that. Good, find a neutral spine, find your way down onto your forearms. Interlace your fingers, and you can kind of stack your pinkies. I'll get close so you can see. Okay, so you kind of curl one pinky under the other, so that way you have a real flat base. Elbows right underneath your shoulders. And as you start to press your forearms, the pinky side edges of your hands into the mat, find that same kind of wrapping of your shoulder blades across your back, kind of towards your outer armpit. Now feel your front ribs gently hug your back ribs, lifting up. And now extend your right leg straight back. Feel your core activate. Press into your forearms and just slowly start to lift your left knee off the mat, maybe like an inch or 2, not too much. Push through your back heel a lot. And now pull your heart forward. Breathe like this. Very little weight on this left foot. At any point, you could just like lift it even more. One more breath. Good. Set your left knee back down onto the mat. Right knee back down onto the mat. Extend your left leg straight back. Okay. Now finding, some of us might be drooping belly towards the ground. So really draw pubic bone towards navel, tailbone lengthening behind you, front ribs knitting into back ribs. Okay. And now, rooting into palms, forearms, lift your right knee off the ground an inch or two. Breathe your heart forward. So in the same way we were breathing in opposite directions through sit bones and crown, you're kind of doing that same thing and letting it go all the way through your back heel, forward through heart. One more breath. Setting right knee down, left knee down. Broaden your knees wider than your hips and press your hips back onto your heels. Drop your forehead onto the mat. Breathe into the space between shoulder blades. Breathe into the back of your neck. Good. Inhale, rising back up. Come onto your hands. Tuck your toes and lift your hips to a bent knee, downward facing dog. Really spread your fingers nice and wide. Use your fingertips, rooting into the ground, to lift lighter through your forearms, your side arms. Really lift your sit bones up towards the sky. And let your breath lengthen back and touch your sit bones beyond your sit bones. Let it rise and fill through your heart, your crown lengthening through your spine even more. And then slowly come down onto your knees. Press back onto your heels. Child's pose. Bring your palms together at the top of your mat in a prayer position. And then bend your elbows, fingers point up to the sky, thumbs to the base of your neck. Okay, you might even walk your elbows a little bit further forward. Breathe here. And extending your arms forward once again. Spread your palms. Rise up. Now find a straight leg, downward facing dog, pressing all the way back. Bend your knees, walk your hands to your feet, so you come into a forward fold at the back of your mat. And you might keep your knees a little bent and really drape your belly over your thigh. Drop your hands, sweep your arms around your back, interlace fingers. You really roll shoulder heads open, collarbones wide, even kind of pull your heart forward so you can wiggle your ribs, lengthening long forward and then drop deep. Breathe through your whole spine. Next, exhale, release your arm by hips to shins to floor. Lift your heart, bend your knees, and crawl out to plank. Plank pose. Okay, pubic bone towards navel. Breathe back through sit bones. Breathe back through toes. Forward through heart. Good, now lower down onto your right forearm, onto your left forearm. Interlace your fingers together. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward. Exhale, push the floor away. Press your hips up and back, coming into a dolphin pose. Keep your feet right where they are. Inhale, rock forward, shoulders coming over your fingers. Exhale, press back. So we're going to do this about 5 more times. You can always bring your knees down and just move your and back into almost like a half child's pose or more like a puppy dog. And down over. Good. Everyone come forward, set your knees down. Press your hips back. This time, bring your arms by your sides. Let your shoulder heads just curl and round towards the floor. Now tuck your chin a little bit towards your chest. Drop your forehead down. Good. Bring your hands right underneath your shoulders. Your head dropping down as you roll your spine all the way. Bring your hands around behind you, fingers out to the sides. Roll your heart open against some pubic bone down towards the floor. Feel bottom tips of shoulder blades. Breathing up to open you more through your heart. One more breath. Exhale, softening your chest. Come forward. Plant your palms. Cow spine, heart forward. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing. Inhale, plank pose. Round your spine, almost like a cat spine, as you come forward. Then when your shoulders are over your wrists, pull heart forward, almost like that. Exhale, round, lift, right back. Come down onto your knees. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, cat. Press your hips to your heels. Glide your hands back. Roll your chest open. Lift your heart. Next inhale, you might stay on heels or lift your hips. Exhale, relax down. Inhale, forward, cow spine. Exhale, cat spine, downward dog. Inhale, roll to plank. Exhale, round to lift back. Setting knees down, cow spine. Exhale, cat, press back, drag hands back. Inhale, heart open, baby hips lift. Take another inhale right here. Exhale, release. Rock forward. Half. Exhale. Inhale, wave, roll, plank. Setting knees down, cow spine. Exhale, child's pose and stay. Good. Inhale, rising all the way up onto hands and knees. Tuck your toes, lift your hips to downward facing dog. Okay, use your next 2 breaths to get even longer, even lighter through the sides of your spine. Deepening your breath, really coming into Ujjayi now, letting it slide against the back of your throat. Feel the depth of that breath, the heat, the heated concentration, focus that brings you, invites you, anchors you into your center. Inhale, lifting high to your toes, bend your knees a lot, gazing forward between your thumbs. Step your right foot all the way through between your hands. Good, and then lifting your chest, sweep your arms straight out towards the sides. Palms turn behind you, sweep your arms back. Interlace your fingers behind your sacrum and down through your knuckles. You can always just have hands on your sacrum and interlacing your fingers is a little too much for the shoulders and neck. Another breath. Slowly hands down, step back up the mat. Inhale, heart lengthening. Exhale, deep. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Flutter your lips. Good. And then inhale, lift your heart. Second leg. Your chest, your head. Hug inner thighs together, sweep arms out to the side. Palms point back, reach back. Find the awkward interlace. Bring back through back, pull forward, heart. One more breath. Exhale, release. Sweeping your arms down. Step. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, deep. Raising all the way to stand. Keeping your arms out and up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Releasing your arms down to Asana, mountain pose. Palms pointing forward. Open. Elbow down. Bend your toes and move down into your feet. Feel your breath actually meet the ground. Here we go. Exterior A, namaskar. Sweeping your arms up. Exhale, Vinyasa, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plank, chaturanga, same exhale. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. You might keep your knees down for this first one. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Pressing back, downward dog. 3 breaths. Feel your breath move through your whole body. Feeling your body completely anew in this moment. You never felt your body as it is right now. Lift high to your toes. Bend your knees, gaze forward, step to the top of your mat. Heart lengthening through. Exhale, dropping deep, deep. Rising all the way to stand. Utthita Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold once again. Go right back into it, drop. Inhale, lifting your heart. Step and lower halfway, heart forward the whole while. Good, really roll your shoulder heads open. Press your thighs up, lift light out of your wrists. And then exhale, Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. Ujjayi, drawing you deeper in with each breath. Lift high to your toes, bend your knees, gaze forward, step or maybe even light hop if you feel ready. Inhale, lengthen your heart. Exhale, drop. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to hearts on the feet. Utkatasana, sit back. Exhale, fold. Feel breath. Lift your heart. Step lower, halfway. Inhale, smoothing heart. Exhale, press back. Right away, right leg lifts. Exhale, step through. Inhale, crescent. Just one breath, maybe gaze up. Hands to the earth. Step plank, heart forward. Lower. Good, curl, open. Exhale, press back. Move with your breath, not necessarily my timing, but lift your left leg. Exhale, stepping through. Your inhale to rise. Exhale to lower. Stepping back. Finding your way back, downward dog, and pause. And again, breathing into this completely new body. Good. Inhale, lift high to toes. Bend your knees, gaze forward, hopper step. Lengthen your heart long. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, sit hips way back. Samasthiti, hands apart. One more, Surya B, sit back. Exhale, deeply fold, the deepest yet. Lengthen heart forward. Exhale, step and lower. The curl, heart most expansive it's been yet. Exhale, press hips the furthest back they've gone yet. Right leg rising. Exhale, stepping through. Feel your foot meet here. Rise, crescent, one breath. Exhale, hands here. Step lower. Curl, open more. Exhale, back. Left side, lift. Exhale, step through. Crescent, maybe gazing up, touching, open your heart. Exhale, release. Last vinyasa of this yogi anyway. Pressing back, downward dog. Slow your breath down. You can always come to child's pose for greater rest. Be in total stillness in your body. And go into the movement, the softening, the evolution occurring inside. That's already occurring inside. Inhale, lifting high to toes. Bend your knees, gaze forward, hop or step. The lengthening heart long forward. Heel toe your feet wider than your hips. Good. And now bringing your hands around to the backs of your calves. Lengthening your heart long forward. Exhale, pull belly towards thighs, heart down towards the earth. Drop your head completely. You might even shake it out a little bit. You can go in circles with your head in one direction and then in the other. Good, and then just let your head come to stillness, just like right away. Find stillness. Drop your head. Broaden your shoulder blades across your back like we were doing before. Give a little bit of an extra hug with hands on your calves, pulling hard, 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 down, down, down. And then hands to your shins, lift your heart. And now hook your fingers around your big toes. You can bend your knees as much as you want throughout this entire posture. Lengthening your heart forward. Really feel the backs of your thighs, your sit bones lengthening up towards the sky, like away from your heels. And then can maintain that as you pull back on your toes and pull your heart dropping towards the earth, letting your spine just like gush out of your pelvis. Drop a little more weight towards your toes. Good, and then inhale, lengthening your heart long forward. Unhook your toes. Heel toe your feet back together or hips distance and bow over your legs. Good, inhale, lengthening your heart long forward. Step your left leg straight back. Beautiful, now spin your back heel down onto the mat. Grab one of your blocks and bring it just outside of your right ankle. I like the highest height, but you can also choose second height, lowest height, or work with whatever block alternative you have. Make sure it's right outside of your ankle. Hand on the block, find your knee and arm, connecting, pressing together as you turn open. Parshva Konasana. Good, drag your front heel down and back, sending your outer right hip back with ease. Good, turning your top palm behind you, wrap your arm across your low back. You might find your hip, you might find clothing, or even just resting hand on your sacrum. And now, can you actually use that to get even longer? Your right ribs pulling forward just as much as your left ribs. Good, now rotate, use your feet rooting down to rotate your heart open towards the sky, just a touch more. Good, now sweep your bottom arm straight out by your right ear. Good, push into your front heel, stay bent in your front knee to begin as you come back to reverse warrior with the half wrap. Good, now straighten your front leg all the way and feel the reach from your big toe all the way through your side ribs. Keep reaching back and then exhale, take that length of your right side all the way long forward. Through Trikonasana, hand to the block. Rotate your top ribs open. You can extend your top arm up this time. Good, now taking your top arm over the side of your ear. Already start to draw pubic bone towards navel, just that little bit, so your low spine is long. Root a lot into your feet, get light on your bottom hand. Now, you can either just kind of play with bringing your bottom hand away from the support, okay, or go all the way for it and bring your arm by the side of your ear. 3 breaths. Soften your jaw. On your next exhale, Bottom hand down, right hand down, top arm to the sky. Bring it all the way down by your hip, left arm by your hip, and then turn your chest down towards the floor. Bend into your front knee, bring both hands, if you need the blocks, you coming into a wide leg forward fold. Okay, so turning towards the left, both sets of toes point directly forward. Again, you can have blocks under your hands if needed, lengthening your heart forward. Exhale, drop your heart. Really slide your hands back between your feet so that you have almost like chaturanga arms, spacious through the sides of your neck. Drop your head. Good, now inhale, lifting through your heart. Reach your hands, whether on blocks or floor, about like a foot forward from where you just had them. Okay, so they're like 6-8 inches in front of your shoulders. And then start to rock your weight forward onto your hands. So you kind of get a little lighter on your feet, and then lift your heels off of the mat. So you come onto the ball mounds of your feet. And now kind of push down into your palms. So you have that same thing, that action we were finding before, of your front ribs kind of hugging up into your back ribs a little bit. Good. Almost like you could push the floor away from your chest and feel your heart kind of open into the space between your shoulder blades. Gazing in the space between your thumbs, another breath here. Exhale, slowly setting your heels down. Walk your hands, your blocks right underneath your shoulders again. Okay, and now bend a little bit into your knees and turn towards the back of your mat. Walking your blocks with you if you have them. Okay, set your right heel, that's now your back heel, down on the mat. Bring a block just outside of your left ankle. Hand on the block, turning open towards the side. Parsvakonasana. Half wrap with your top arm, sweeping around. And then use your feet rooting down. Side ribs lengthening forward to then open a little more. Top ribs, top shoulder, opening towards the sky. Breathe, wrap your top shoulder with breath. Good, and now getting light on your bottom hand. Extend that bottom arm out by your ear. Stay bent in your front knee, reverse warrior with the half wrap. Good, straighten your front leg, get really long, long, long. Stay long as you hinge forward. Trikonasana. Bottom hand to block. Roll your heart open and then slowly unwind your top arm, reaching up. Use your feet rooting into the earth, ground, so that again you can find more length through your heart. Top arm reaches over the side of your ear and almost even start to feel as you're rooting into your feet, with your bottom ribs just very gently kind of arching up into your top ribs. And then getting light on bottom hand, maybe just playing with bringing fingers away, and then maybe extending arm all the way forward. Good, one more breath. On your exhale, bottom hand down. Top arm up towards the sky, all the way circling by your right hip, and then down to the floor, okay? Little bend into your knees, turn again, right through that wide leg forward fold. Inhale, lengthening through your heart. Bringing your hands onto your hips. Push into your feet and slowly rise all the way up to stand. Arms by your sides, turn your palms out, circling your arms out and up. Gaze up, touch your palms, and then exhale, arms out, hips back, heart forward, come all the way. Grab a hold of your big toes with your peace fingers. If that's not available, you can bring your hands outside of your calves. Okay, inhale, lengthening heart long forward. And then exhale, pull back whatever you're holding on to and drop your heart, drop your head. If your elbows bend, they bend to the opposite sides of the room. Good, and then inhale, lifting through your heart. Returning your hands underneath shoulders, whether on blocks or floor. One more time, walk your hands those like 6 to 8 inches forward of your shoulders. And then shift your weight forward onto your hands. Okay, kind of grip the mat, grip the ground with your fingertips, or you can even do that with the blocks. Lift your heels off of the ground, and then feel your front body just kind of like hug your back body, kind of knitting up and in. Good, one more breath. And then exhale, setting your heels back down onto the ground. Now, this time, bringing your hands underneath your shoulders once again. Turn your fingers out towards the sides of the room and then all the way behind you. You can do one hand at a time or both hands. And now just bend your elbows a little bit, if it's available, towards the wall behind your buttock. Good. Inhale, straighten your arms, and then walk your hands back between your legs, between your feet, as far as you can find. Drop your head. Rock more weight towards your toes. Really lift through the backs of your hips. Drop your head totally. Good. And then walking your hands back underneath your shoulders, lift your heart. Little bend into your knees, turn towards the front of your mat. Okay. And now your right foot is forward. Rise up into crescent pose. Turning your palms forward, bend your elbows to shoulder height. Good. Send your tailbone down, your back ribs, like right at that bottom tip of shoulder blade point. Again, curling your chest open towards the sky. Exhale, cross your right arm over your left arm, eagle arms. Now broaden across your upper back. Breathe there. Inhale, floating your arms straight up towards the sky. Exhale, pitching your chest all the way forward over your front thigh. Now unwind your arms, sweeping out by your sides. Back, interlace your fingers, roll shoulder heads open. Now, kind of bend into your back knee, almost kind of letting it hover above the ground, and then push off, heart forward, warrior three. One more breath here. Exhale, drop your heart, release your hands, come into a standing split. Don't worry about the height of your back leg, just lengthen through your standing leg. Keep breathing your side, waist, your spine long, dropping down. Good. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward. Bend into your standing leg, touch your back toes down onto the mat. Spin your back heel down. Bring the block outside of your right ankle, knee pressing into arm as you turn open. Exhale, closing your chest down. Left hand right underneath your shoulder, come to the ball of your back foot, and then twist open to the right side. Really hug your outer right hip in towards your midline and send it towards the back of your mat. Heart breathing forward. Exhale, closing your arm all the way. Good, spin your back heel down. Quarter turn to the left side. Wide leg forward fold. Bring the blocks with you if you're using them. Inhale, lifting through your heart. Exhale, fold. Drag your hands back, fingers in line with your toes. Inhale, lifting through your heart. Good, now spin towards the back of your mat. Starting in crescent pose. So inhale, rise all the way up. Sending tailbone down. Breathing, coiling, heart open. Palms turn forward, bend your elbows shoulder height. And then use it to get even more like up into your upper chest, opening towards the sky. And then left arm over right. Inhale, lifting your arms straight up towards the sky. Exhale, pitching forward over your front thigh. Unwind your arms sweeping out. Back, awkward interlacing of fingers. Good. Now, kind of bend through your back knee. Feel your heart pulling forward, forward, forward as you press off. Root your big toe mound down a lot, a lot, a lot. Good, one more breath here. Exhale, standing split. Release your hands to blocks or floor, drop your heart. Feel your breath in each moment. Lifting your heart, dropping your back toes down onto the mat. Spin your back heel down, Parsvakonasana. Walk outside of your ankle, turning your chest open. Just press that left knee open, bringing that outer hip underneath you. And then exhale, close your arm down, twisting open to the left side. Keep hugging outer hip in towards your midline. Good, closing your arm down. Wide leg forward fold, back heel down, quarter turn to your right. Inhale, lifting your heart. Exhale, drop. Good, inhale, lifting through your heart. Turn towards the front of your mat. Good, step to the top of your mat. Sitting your hips all the way back into Utkatasana. Lift your heart, sweep your arms forward. And then exhale, twisting open to your right side. Hooking your elbow outside of your knee. Palms pressed together. Span your toes. Send your sit bones breathing back. Your heart breathing forward. Turn, open a little more. Another full breath. Exhale, unwind center. Just go right over to the other side. Good. Slowly unwind. Fold over your legs. Inhale, lifting through your heart. Bend your knees slightly. And then step your left leg straight back once again. Now, kind of wiggle your back foot back as you sit your back knee down onto the mat. And untuck your back toes. Hug your inner thighs together. Drag your front heel down and back. Inhale, rising to a low lunge. Really send your tailbone lengthening towards the ground. Turn your palms forward, bend your elbows to shoulder height. Cross your right arm over your left. Push into your front heel, floating your arms straight up towards the sky. Coil your heart open, open, open. Breathe through your left hip, your left thigh. Okay, now, tuck your back toes. Push a lot into your front heel, a lot. Lift your back knee off the ground. Keep coiling your heart open towards the sky. Good, and then slowly unwind your arms, pitch your heart forward, sweep your arms by your ear or your sides, and bring your hands down onto the mat. You're gonna drop your back heel down, quarter turn to the left. Drop into the fold. Release your head. Inhale, lifting through your heart. Turn towards the back of your mat. Set your back knee down as you wiggle your foot back. Okay. Untuck your back toes to begin. Sweeping your arms up, lift through your chest. So we're getting super long and spacious through the front of hip, front of thigh. But send pubic bone lifting towards your navel, tailbone down. And then use that to actually coil upper chest, upper spine open. Bend your elbows. Cross left arm over right. Floating your arms straight up towards the sky. Rooting into your front heel. Open your heart, open your chest. And then tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee. Let your right hip actually kind of rock forward a little bit. And then slowly set your back knee down. Unwind your arms, sweeping arms by your sides, hands to the mat, quarter turn to your right side. You arrive wide leg forward fold. Good, inhale, lifting through your heart. Sweep your arms around, interlace fingers behind your back. Roll shoulder heads open, lift your heart. And then exhale, drop center. See if you can just recross your fingers, staying right in the fold as you are. Can you just recross your fingers, opposite thumb and index on top? And now bend your knees, let your hips kind of sink down and back behind you, dropping your heart, and then lift the backs of your hips up as you straighten your legs. Good, slowly release your arms all the way down. Again, beneath your shoulders, lift your heart. Turn yourself towards the front of your mat. Now, keep your back heel spinning down onto the mat. Bring a block outside of your right ankle, turn open, Parshva Konasana. Bring your top hand onto your hip. Gaze down. Reach your right hand way, way out long. Bend into your back knee. You're gonna get that like propelling. Breathe your heart forward, 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 forward as you press off. Push back just as much through your back heel. Light on your bottom hand, turn your heart open, top arm to the sky maybe. Now, you can either stay here in Ardha Chandrasana or coming into Chapasana, bending your back knee, reaching around with your top arm, rolling your shoulder head open, kick your foot into your hand, letting your front ribs kind of fan open a little bit. Good. Now, you can either do this from Ardha Chandrasana or from Chapasana with your knee bent. Okay, it's a little more intense with Chapasana, or a lot more intense. But we're gonna come into standing split, turning your chest down towards the ground. And use your block or block alternative at any height. If you stay in Chapasana, keep kicking your foot into your hand, pulling your heart forward. You can always release your hand down beneath your shoulder and straighten your leg. Wherever you are, everyone finding standing splits. If you're in Chapasana, both hands down. Bend your right leg, set your back toes down, quarter turn to your left, wide leg forward fold. This time turn your toes out, your heels in, and then bend into your left knee, send your hips back. And then shift, bend into your right knee, send your hips. Good, and then walk through center, walk all the way towards the back of your mat. Turn, turn, turn. Okay, now Parshva Konasana. So set your back heel down, block outside of your ankle, turn open. Top hand comes onto your hip, gaze down. Reach your block, your hand way out. Way out in front of your pinky toe. And then give that little like push off, bend your back knee, but already hearts forward, forward, forward as you press off. Engage your standing thigh muscle, really both thighs. Top arm can extend to the sky. Ardha Chandrasana. If you're going for Shavasana, bending your back knee, kicking your foot into your hand. More breath. Each one new, each one opening you into a new depth, a new space within. Whether you're from Ardha Chandrasana or Chapasana, turning your chest down into that standing split. If you stay in Chapasana, you want your right hip to point towards the ground. Kick your foot back, back, back. And standing split, everyone, releasing back foot if you're in Shavasana. And you're standing, back toes touch down. Quarter turn. Wide leg forward. Good. Inhale, lifting through your heart. Bringing your hands onto your hips. And then slowly rising all the way up to stand. It's your 4 fingers. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, deep release. Do that 2 more times. You might close your eyes. Feel inside. Inhale, lifting through your heart. 4 fingers on the fronts of your hips. Use them to kind of press your hips back. Your heart comes forward. Now already start to roll your elbows kind of open towards the sky so you get super broad through your collarbones. And then fold. And then keep doing that with your 4 fingers. You're kind of pressing that hip groin where your thigh meets your hip. You're kind of pressing that back and then up towards the sky. You can even kind of use your thumb on the back of your pelvis to like push that flesh towards your head. Good, and then releasing your arms all the way down. Lifting your chest. Turn towards the front of your mat. Move the blocks to the sides if you have them. Plant your palms, step to plank pose. Find child's pose, pressing your hips back. A little bit of a tuck of navel towards spine, just a little bit. And now really send your breath flooding around your sacrum and your tailbone and your low spine. Inhale, slowly rise up onto hands and knees. Coming down onto your forearms. Interlacing your fingers. Or if you want a more intense stretch through your shoulders, you can keep your hands shoulder distance apart with your palms flat on the mat. So your choice. Find that rooting down through forearms, pinky side edges of hands, elbows, in order to find that lift, that kind of hug of front body up and into back body, just a little bit. Already feel your shoulder blades kind of wrapping across your upper back. And then tuck your toes, lift your knees, push down, forearms, elbows, and then start to lift your hips all the way up, and then shine your sit bones up to the sky as you start to press your belly back towards your thighs. Begin to walk your feet towards your face. Walking in as much as you can find dolphin pose. You can always step your feet wide. You can always have a little bend of your knee. Good, root down to get even lighter, even more lifted through your side ribs, side waist, and then set your knees down. Press your hips back, child's pose. Full breath. Inhale, rising up again. Good, rooting through your base, hugging front body in and up. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, walking your feet in. And now pull your gaze like towards the space between your forearms. Either stay here or lift your right leg towards the sky. You might even give little kicks and hops with your bottom foot, pulling your heel towards your buttock as you lift. And setting that leg down, lift your left leg. Again, maybe you do little hops, pulling right heel towards your buttock, towards your sit bone. Good, both legs down. Good, one more breath. Set your knees down, child's pose. Bringing your arms down by your sides, let your shoulder heads melt round towards the ground. Breathe to your upper back, back of neck. Feeling the breath move into those tissues and literally create a spaciousness, a spreading. Now hands underneath your shoulders, slowly roll your spine all the way up. Good. Bringing your hands around behind you. Fingertips point out to the sides. Roll your shoulder heads open, lift through your heart. Good. And now bend your elbows, let your chest melt a little bit. And then do it again. Roll your shoulder heads open even more this time. Feel your pubic bone lengthen down. And now lift your hips off of your heels. Maybe you stay there. Maybe you start to walk your hands towards your feet, towards your toes a little bit. Maybe your hands come onto your toes themselves. Exhale, sit your hips down. Good. Hands come forward. Walk your hands out. Child's pose. Breathe here. Hands under shoulders. Heart forward as you rise. Okay, now bringing your hands again around behind you. Rolling shoulder heads open. Again, I like to kind of bend my elbows, rotate my elbows towards the back wall, and then open through your heart. And then either stay here, inhale, or exhale, lift your hips. Walk your hands maybe onto your toes, maybe to the middles of your feet. Send your tailbone towards the backs of your knees. Coil your heart open, and then exhale, melt your hips back down. Very good. Hands slowly walk forward. Very slowly entering into a long spine in child's pose. Surround your tailbone and your sacrum with breath. Good. Hands under shoulders. We're doing it one last time. Hands walk behind you. Roll shoulder heads open. Find that little bend of elbows to support, and then press arms straight, lift. Maybe you lift your hips. Maybe hands walk to toes, to feet, or even to heels. Uttanasana. It's a little bit of a different entrance into the pose. One more breath. And then exhale, melt. You kind of even gaze forward, walk your hands back. Okay, and then coming forward, this time find downward facing dog. Get really long in your spine. Do any movement you might feel is good for your body in this moment, or maybe just stillness and finding that lift, that length is what you need. And then step your feet just like 3 inches closer to your hands. And then you can bend your knees or not as you shift your weight into your left arm. Take your right hand to reach outside of your left calf or ankle. And then pull to turn yourself open towards the left. You might even gaze under your left arm. Breathe into all the tissues of your back that are being breathed open right now. Good. Release your right hand down, switch to the other side. Good. Left hand down. Come down onto your knees. Cross your shins behind you. Rock back into a seated position. Extend your legs all the way out in front of you. Legs extended all the way out in front of you. Good. Inhale, sweeping your arms all the way up. Exhale, folding forward. Drop your head. Drop a little deeper now. Inhale, lengthening your heart forward, pause. Okay, so now if you can grab a hold of your toes, I want you to find that, fingers around your toes. If not, I want you to grab one of your blocks and bring your hand just about outside of your left shin. Your right hand will grab your toes. You can bend your knee as much as you need to find that. So whether you're grabbing a hold of your front toe or left hand is on the block. I want you to lift your heel, kind of sit your chest up and pull your foot back like you were gonna talk on the phone. Hello, who's there? Okay, breathe. Kind of pulling your knee to your outer side body. Good, and then extend your leg all the way back out and we'll switch sides. So either right hand on a block outside of your shin, bend your knee if you need to grab a hold of your left toes, and then sitting tall, lift your heel up, pull your knee outside your body, and then it's like almost like, hello, who's on the phone with your foot. Good, one more breath. And then exhale, extend all the way back out. Fold even deeper this time. Lift your heart, slowly rising all the way up. Bring the soles of your feet to touch in a butterfly pose. Inhale, sweeping your arms all the way up. Exhale, twist open to your right side. Right hand in front of your shin, left hand behind you, or back hand behind you, turning open. Good. Inhale, sweeping arms up towards the sky. Just go right over to the other side. Good. Inhale, float center. Exhale, fold forward. Really drop your third eye towards your toes. Crawl your fingertips even further forward. Send breath beyond lungs, beyond belly. Deep inside the bowl of your pelvis. Touching your tailbone, touching your sit bone. At the same time, touching the back of your heart, the back of your ribs. And then heart forward, slowly walking your hands back in towards your body. Hands outside of your knees, help to close them together. Rock forward if you need to lie all the way down on your back. And then starting with windshield wipers, so step your feet wide on the mat and send your knees side to side. Okay. And then the next time your knees fall to the left, you'll leave them there. And kind of wiggle your right foot further out towards the right side. Some of you might even grab your ankle and pull your heels all the way up towards your right hip. You can kind of wiggle your shoulder blades down your back. And then just melt into the ground. And bring your minds 6 inches deep inside of your thigh. And feel your breath opening you from that deep center point all the way to the outer edges of your thigh. And back in again on your exhale. Now slowly starting to kind of wiggle your foot out of this so that you can lift your knees. And then sending them over to the other side. Make sure to keep your feet wide on the mat. Same thing. You can wiggle your left foot further out to the left. You can even grab your ankle, pull it by your outer hip. Let your shoulder blades relax down your back even more. Give your body a few breaths to just really soften into the pose. Notice where you have unnecessary tension. And so tension is not a bad thing. We need tension. It's how we place our attention. It's like our attention or our intention, where we're directing it. But then there's unnecessary tension that just clouds our true tension, and clouds our ability to direct our tension where we want it. So we soften. Become aware of all the subtle places where you resist being right here. Resist being and going deeper into right here. Find those subtle spaces and just keep softening them. Having trust, having faith in your body that you will be safe. Slowly wiggling your foot to lift your knee. Turning your knees to center. Lift your hips and lower your hips. Just kind of resetting your pelvis, lengthening your low spine. Heel toe your feet back to hips distance. And then draw your right knee into your chest. And your left knee into your chest. One hand on each knee, just open them wide. Your hands on your knees, just gently pull down, helping your knees descend towards the earth. Breathe all the way to your sit bone. And then hugging your inner thighs together, cross your right thigh over your left thigh. One hand on each shin or knee or the outer edges of your feet. Pulling in towards your shoulders, whatever you're holding on to. Wrapping your outer hips with breath. Breathing down through the back of your pelvis into the mat. Legs stay crossed, arms open out to a T. Drop your legs over to the left side. And find the subtle spaces where you might just kind of be like gripping a little bit, holding back. Can you let go physically in your body, which then allows a deeper letting go through your mind, through your heart, your spirit. And now coming out of this, you first unwind your legs. So you stay in the twist, just unwind your legs so that your right knee stacks on top of your left. And then you'll lift your right knee and shin up first, and then your left knee and shin follow. Cross your left thigh over your right. Hands on knees, mid-shin or outer edges of feet. Make sure to flex your feet and pull back towards your shoulder. Releasing arms to a T, drop into the twist, legs to the right. Melting your back body into the ground more and more. More and more. And then slowly unwinding. Oh, lifting back to center, find happy baby. Breathing all the way down to your sit bones. And then bring the soles of your feet together. So you come into a butterfly on your back. You can rock side to side if that feels good. You can hold your feet, you can hold your ankles. Good. And then inhale, curl head, neck, and shoulders off of the mat. Almost imagine like you could pull your big toes to touch your third eye. Maybe you even find. And then wrap your forearms. This is an option, okay? Wrapping your wrists, your forearms around the fronts of your feet and hugging in through here. Good, relaxing your chest down, hugging your knees together. Set your feet down onto the mat. Lift your hips, lower your hips. Extend your legs one at a time. Arms by your sides, palms turn up to the sky. Good, now taking your feet and kind of moving your feet side to side to side. Okay, so you're starting to shake through your feet, shake through your knees, shake through your thighs. Good, shaking up any little bits of remnant tension that we don't need. And then bring that all to stillness. Shoulder blades down your back, spacious through the sides of your neck. Breathe your back ribs into the ground. Soft belly. Relax your tongue towards the back of your throat. Sensing inside your body like it's completely new. The first time you've ever felt body as it is right now. moving your breath like a wave through your whole body. Wiggling your fingers and your toes, rolling through your wrists and your ankles in both directions. Lifting your arms all the way up and overhead, stretch your feet, your thighs, your belly. And then exhale, soften, relax everything. Bend your knees, rolling over onto your side. And then slowly pressing yourself up, finding a comfortable seat. Find your sit bones, your tailbone lengthening down. The gentle touch of your breath dancing up through your spine. Soften behind your eyes. The muscles behind your eyes. Soften. Take a deep breath in. Hold. Open your mouth. Again, inhale. Hold. Soften your shoulders. Drop chin down towards your chest just a little bit. Soften your eyes. Open your mouth. One final time. Hold in, but now soften your belly. Stay for as long as you can. When you're ready, release out. Breathing in and out of your nose, real smooth. One breath just flows into the next. Bringing your hands together in front of your heart. Feeling your body. Feeling your breath. For the first time. Inhale, lifting through your heart. Exhale, bowing all the way forward and down. Bowing in deep gratitude and reverence for this body, for this practice, for this space to practice in together, in the space inside for you to practice anytime you choose to go in. And then rising up, thumbs to third eye. Look up, gaze up. Breathe up. The spirit in me sees, honors, and loves the spirit in you. Namaste. Thank you all so much. You have a beautiful weekend. that you're taking care of yourselves. I'll see you next week. Thank you. Yay.